So are you ever tempted to just add lots of words into your essays and research papers when you know that you have to get yourself to a certain word count? So a client of mine, she's a ninth grader, so in high school, writing her first major research project. Poor thing. She keeps on getting C's on her assignments when she has been putting so much time and effort in. She feels like she should be getting an A. This happened on both her outline and her rough draft for her Western civilizations research paper. So she and I dug into that yesterday and we looked at it. And I saw she was doing some things that she didn't realize was working against her. And that is that she was adding fluff. Do you know what I mean by that? Here's the whiteboard that I made for this. So she had a lot of sentences, she called it fluff, but they were sentences that just repeated what she had just said in the previous sentence, but in a different way. So they were adding no new information and it felt confusing to me as a reader. And I asked her, why are you doing that? And she said, well, I got to get to 1,000 words. So I had to add a bunch of words. Now, she really thought that she was making the right choice there. So I needed to explain to her, oh yeah, this is the first time you're really working with a word count. So that actually is the wrong thing to do. And when you do that, you sound like a C thinker, like the kind of thinker that does end up earning C's on your papers. Instead, we want you to look like a B thinker or an A thinker, right? And how do you do that? So instead of just adding extra words, she and I worked on, what additional facts do you know that help explain why the sentence you just said is an important sentence? So that's one thing we added, facts. Also, a great way to add words is to find your primary source material. So she was writing about Constantinople and the Byzantine Empire and Emperor Justinian. Those were the things she was writing about. So let's go back to some primary source material where we can find people who were talking about the things that she was writing about in her paper. And they're talking about some of the facts that she just mentioned. So they're describing these facts in their own words from that day. That's a wonderful way to add words instead of fluff to your paper. And then finally, some analysis statements. After you've added your primary source information, then you can go back and explain, how did this quote help support this fact or idea that you had inserted? So doing this sort of thing, being smart about the meaning inside the words that you add to your paper, then it's not fluff, then it's just smart thinking. And that's how you'll get your grades up from the lower grades to one of the higher grades. So please resist the urge to just add words for the sake of words in your essays, folks. And if you have any questions for me, I am available at gretchenwegner.com, and there's a ton more information about how to do school the smart way in my online course, The Anti-Boring Approach to Powerful Studying. That's for students. And then my course for teachers, The Art of Inspiring Students to Study Strategically. So check either of those out on my website, gretchenwegner.com, and I will see you in next week's video. Take care.